I don't know what you watch when you're trying to escape life. Maybe it's true crime shows or a hospital drama. Maybe you're just staring at the screen wondering if any of this actually matters. But my TV escape lately has been watching near-death experience videos on YouTube. The NDE stories all start with someone having the worst day of their life, and then they die. They go for a routine surgery and find out they're allergic to anesthesia. A guy gets creamed on his motorcycle. Someone on a hike takes the wrong step and falls off a cliff. But then something remarkable happens. Well, they come back, but in the meantime, something happens that they can't quite explain. They find themselves somewhere else entirely, out of their bodies in a different dimension, in a different kind of light with a different kind of love surrounding them. And almost every single one of them comes back saying the same thing. What's on the other side is unlike anything available here on Earth, and that the real meaning of life is nowhere close to what they thought it was. Now, I find myself drawn to these videos in a way I can't really explain, but maybe it's not that complicated. We all turn on the TV to escape, to forget about life for an hour, to climb into someone else's story for a while. We call it entertainment. Because at the end of a long day, everybody feels it. There has to be something better than this. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who turns on YouTube trying to find it. Near-death experience videos just happen to be where I've been looking lately because those people got a glimpse of something the rest of us are still waiting for. And then I saw something I've never seen before when I was reading 2 Corinthians. I got to verse 12 and I found something I hadn't noticed before. Paul, the man who wrote half the New Testament, writes about a man he knows. And the way he writes about it is almost embarrassed, almost sheepish. He introduces it in the third person. He says, I know a man in Christ who 14 years ago was caught up to the third heaven. Whether in the body or out of the body, I do not know. God knows. Okay, scholars have debated this for centuries, but most believe Paul is really talking about himself. He saw something, he experienced something, and he couldn't fully explain it. Whether it was in his body or outside of it, he didn't really know. But he heard inexpressible things, things no one is permitted to tell. I think Paul may have had the first recorded near-death experience. And I think all those people describing tunnels of light and overwhelming love and the feeling of being fully known and fully welcomed, I think they may be onto something. Because Paul already told us 14 years before he wrote it down, there is something on the other side that exceeds anything we're currently capable of imagining. And elsewhere in Corinthians, 1 Corinthians 2, verse 9, eye has not seen, ear has not heard, nor has it entered into the heart of a man what God has prepared for those who love him. The best moment you've ever lived, the most loved you've ever felt, the most known, the most at peace, is a shadow, a faint impression of something you weren't built to fully experience yet. And then in Revelation 21, it says, he will wipe every tear from their eyes. Every one. The specific one you've been carrying about a marriage, the relationship, the life that didn't turn out the way you planned, the person you lost, the one you don't even talk about anymore because there's nothing left to say, that one. He sees it, and he's been watching you carry it the whole time, and there is a day coming when God will wipe away your tears with a finger, wiping away everything you've been carrying for a lifetime. What's something you want God to wipe away? Just drop it in the comments. I read every one. I don't know exactly what that day will look like for me, but I know this. I get hungry watching those videos. I feel pulled towards something just beyond the edge of what I know to be true, but I believe it's coming for me someday. Our souls know they were made for something that just hasn't arrived yet, and no therapist can fill it. No relationship can complete it, and no achievement can satisfy it. Only the one who made it. Most of those NDE stories include a direct encounter with God. and a life review. They re-experience their entire life, every moment, and get to feel the effect those moments had on the people around them. Not for judgment, for understanding. They realized that everything mattered, that God was watching, that nothing was wasted. Even the moments they thought nobody noticed, the moments they'd long forgotten, even the moments they were ashamed of, all of it seen, all of it recorded, all of it part of something larger than they knew. And they feel connected to the Creator in a way they never realized was possible in their everyday lives. That connection they felt in that moment, that's what we're reaching for every single day. So here's the promise. I've spent this whole week doing a series talking about the longing, the ache, the waiting, the gap between what we hoped for and what we're actually living. And I didn't want to get to the end of the week without naming what the longing is actually pointing toward. This is not all there is. The Apostle Paul saw something, and it was a long time before he can even bring himself to write it down. And even then he couldn't find the words. And what they're all pointing towards, what God has prepared for those who love him, eye has not seen it, ear has not heard it. Which means the best moment you've ever lived is a shadow of what's waiting. Every tear wiped away, personally. That day is coming. And the God who promised it has never broken a promise. So hold on. Because everything the waiting has cost you will make complete sense in the light of what it was preparing you for one day. Hey, it's coming. And it'll be worth every moment of the wait. And in that waiting, it's never been more important to stay connected to him in this abiding life.